to the Soulfire Podcast, where healing is raw, truth is sacred, and your story gets to burn and rebuild in the same breath. I'm Power Coach Alicia, pattern breaker, soul mirror, fire starter, and the unapologetic voice of the burn it down and rise anyways revolution. We don't fluff your wounds, we don't filter your truth, and we don't water down healing so that people stay comfortable. You've spent way too damn long proving your worth to people who only love the version of you that stayed small, quiet, and convenient. If you've ever swallowed your truth to keep the peace, shrunk yourself to stay chosen, or disappeared in your life, this season isn't just a reset or another motivational podcast. This is where you reclaim your voice, your fire, and your fucking self. I'll give you the truth that heals, frameworks that hold, and soul codes that will change how you live, lead, love, and rise. Lovey, come forward. It's time for you to embody your wholeness. And I'm not only leading this season, I'm living it right beside you. Let's fucking go. It's a bittersweet day because when I heard the song Love Me More by Sam Smith, I cried and cried and cried and cried and cried. And I'd heard it so many times, but when I heard it in this one moment, I knew that song it had to be part of the podcast. And season 4 is the first season that I chose a song that would be the theme of the podcast, and everything would be geared towards that. And I'm really big on like manifestation and aligning on where your focus and energy grows and all of those things. But I didn't realize that having all of this intention around this song and the energy of the song. If you haven't listened to it, you're crazy. You should do it. Like literally go to YouTube right now, search up Love Me More by Sam Smith and just listen to every fucking word of it. But like it really put me through this like soul boot camp because I had aligned myself with this energy of loving me more. And I was like, season 4 is all about love me more. And honestly, like season 5, I wanted to make it rhyme as well. And if I can make it work, I will make it rhyme. Right now it's wealth in my frequency. And we'll be talking about that more in a few minutes. But if I could make season 5 rhyme and it actually be an amazing rhyme, I will absolutely do that. By the way, my pig's going to probably be crazy for a second. You'll probably hear her grunting. For those of you that don't know, yes, I do have a real live pig that lives in the house, and sometimes she's a little bit crazy and grumpy. We call her Lula, the pissed off pig. That's her middle name, the pissed off. And pig is her last name. Anyways, so it really created this energy, and I love that it rhymes. Love Me More, season 4, this whole thing. And if I can make season 5 rhyme in a way that like really aligns with, wealth and frequency and what we're doing, then I will. But I doubt it. It's probably going to be wealth in my frequency because I tell you what, season 5, we'll talk about it more in just a little while, but it's going to be an amazing season. I've got 2 songs for season 5. Yeah, so we're going to get there. But and I will tell you how to get like ramped up and ready to go for it. But I thought it would be fun normally on my birthday or part of the first 3 to 5 episodes that are released for the podcast. I'll do blank lessons for my year. So this year it would have been 40 lessons for my 40th year because I was turning 41. And then in 2026, it would be 41 lessons for my 41st year. And I was like, fuck that. I don't want to do 41 lessons. It's going to be a long ass motherfucking episode. So I decided to do 25 lessons for 2025. That was way more feasible. So I decided to do that, and it's going to be cool. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. 25 lessons from 2025 for me. But I tell you what, I loved doing Love Me More as the theme. It was the episode titles for most of the season, the arc, and I brought it in with my, theme of my business. Like it was really, really great and really powerful. But then we did our reset in October around the birth chart, soul and wealth blueprint. And like, that's the fucking avenue. And we're just going to blaze through that. It's going to be bomb as fuck. Like I'm really stoked for it. Just wait till you hear the songs for season 5. So this episode's going to be really special, like I said, because we're going to do 25 lessons from this year, from this season of Loving Me More. And I wanted it to be like when you read the theme of the season, Love Me More, you were like talking about loving yourself more. And I really do know that I fostered a beautiful container for you to love yourself more. And I hope that you did that and that you used this podcast to do that for season 4. I know that last season, season 3 was enjoy the journey, and I believe that season 2 was the journey of the soul. When I launched, I didn't have a fucking theme for season 1, but I think season 2 was journey of the soul, or maybe that was season 3. I don't fucking know. I think season 3 was where the theme started. It was so cool. Anyways, okay, I digress. I'll keep going on what we're talking about here. So, when it comes to the 25 lessons for 2025, some of these lessons are about soul healing, some of the lessons are about money, some are about alignment, but all of them are about the journey from forcing to flowing, from over giving and being the go-to person and this like level of people pleaser, giver, fixer, carer for everyone else, to doing that, for myself. And also from starting over constantly in my relationships and business. Like when I talk about stop starting over, it's not just in business. It's like it's in your business, it's in soul healing, it's in relationship dynamic, it's in friendships, it's like in like stop starting over in general. It doesn't matter if it's weight loss or whatever the fuck it is. It's literally about stop starting over. And I did that from starting over to building momentum, from misalignment within myself to just like merging with my birth chart, my soul and wealth blueprint. It's like so fucking cool. So this is the wrap for season 4, Love Me More. And these are the 25 lessons that changed everything for me. If you don't know who I am, I'm Power Coach Alicia, and I help badass business women exceed their income goals without starting over every single time something feels like it fails. By teaching you how to align your strategy with your birth chart, soul, and wealth blueprint. And everything that I'm about to share comes from this journey. Now, I have been on this journey of, the starting over and the disconnection and from force to flow for years. I have had flow as a main word for me for about, I mean, I don't even know. I think flow as a main word has been maybe 4 or 5 years. I've been the, starting over energy for, oh my God, I don't even know. We're probably looking at 6, 7 years, maybe actually 9 years. It's been a lot. It's really been a lot. I am crossing my fucking fingers that my pig does not go into my room and try and terrorize shit because I didn't shut the door. Oh, yeah. An in-house pig is cool until it's not. All right. So I wanted to start out with soul lessons that I learned. So I'm going to give you 7 soul lessons. And I'm going to fire through these 25 lessons as quickly as I can, but I really want to give them the space and the energy that they deserve as well. So, lesson number 1, I learned that loving me more meant accepting all of me, right? Accepting all of me in a beautiful way, because I've always been a person that I'll look at my weaknesses. I'll look at where I'm off, where I'm wrong, where I need to grow, where I need to be better, the work that I need to do. I've always been like that. Um but what I didn't realize is, I would look at the glorified, beautiful, amazing, phenomenal side of me, and then the wounded, trauma, needed to heal side of me. And, I always honored the beautiful side. And then the side that needed the healing, um, I was always factual, direct, honest, and true with that side of me, but I never really gave that side the grace that it needed. I just held that side of me to a very high, like, you can't be like this sort of standard. And I realized and I learned this year to love all parts of me, not just like the healed or the successful or the power coach Alicia or the, oh my God, you're so amazing. You help me with this. You do this. You're so blah, 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 blah. I just learned like, yeah, it's okay to love the train wreck. I think that's how I'll say it. Like, I learned that loving me more means that you love the train wreck too. Lesson 2, your worthiness is not tied to your productivity, right? This is another thing for me. Like, oh my God, like if I was productive, if I was doing, if I was succeeding, if I was being, if I was creating, if I was making the money, if people were like, oh my God, you changed my life, you did the this and the that. And it was like, oh my God, I'm so, that was like my significance, my fulfillment, my worthiness. And, over the last 8 years of the starting over and the new businesses and the pivoting and all the different things that I've done, it was a worthiness issue. It was like when I would do something, if I didn't get the result that I wanted, I would label feeling like a failure and it would impact my worthiness. And so, more than productivity, I was tying it to the result. And I used to have this sign, this piece of paper taped to an old desk that I had that I didn't no longer have now that I've moved to Utah. I had it in Florida actually. I got it here, and then when we moved to Florida, we took it, and then we fucking moved that desk in four places in Florida, and then we moved back to Utah, and I left it there. And I've never retaped this to my desk, and I wish that I would remember to. And every time I tell the story, like, oh my God, I need to tape this to my desk, and it says, "Let go of the outcome, and the income will increase." Right? Like, it was such a beautiful message for me. And one of the biggest things from the worthiness that I realized is like, I'm worthy because I exist. I'm worthy because I'm here. I'm worthy because I just am. And so are you. And I just love that. Like, there's nothing that I need to do or be or create or prove or earn in order to be worthy. Lesson number 3, starting over isn't growth, it's avoidance, because real growth is staying and refining. We've been talking about this the last 2 episodes, and for me, it was like it made me feel like if I was launching a new offer, a new program, a new angle to my business, shifting my messaging, hiring a new coach, listening to a new podcast, going through a past course that I bought, reading a blog post, studying the different posts different coaches were putting out there. It felt like when I was doing that, that was growth, and that was leading me, and that was teaching me, and that was helping me get better, and that was giving me what I needed. But really it was just avoidance for what it is that I'm meant to do, and that I want to do, and that I'm here to do, and that alignment, it really created this, not necessarily avoidance, but it created this distraction. There we go. It created this distraction from what I really wanted and what I really wanted to create. And I've learned that real growth is staying and refining. What worked? What did you love? What fucking lit you up? What felt amazing? Cool, keep that. What seemed like it didn't work, disconnected, it didn't get the result that you want. Let's refine that and make it better. So when we do it again, we slay it. I've talked about the Stop Starting Over challenge. If you listen to past I gotta plug my computer in. But if you listen to past episodes, the last 2, you'll hear me talk about the challenge and how I honored myself and stayed in flow and built it in my momentum, and gave myself the space that I need. All of that is in the last 2 episodes. You should absolutely listen to it. It doesn't matter where you are in business, how much money you're making. Listen to those 2 episodes because you can hear me tell you how I learned this. Lesson number 4: soul healing takes time. It's just the process. It's just what it is. Now, I've always known this. Like, I, learned about 5 years ago. It was like, oh my God, this is like layers of an onion, right? Like, oh my God, why did I say I've always known this? I don't mean I've always known this, but this is something that I learned about 5 years ago when I was doing one of my elite life program, and it was like, what the fuck? Like, why are we here again? I noticed my clients would be here again, and I'm like, why are they here again? But what I realized is they weren't again; they were at a different level of depth, clean, clearing, releasing, and transformation of that trauma burden wound, right? They were at a different level of that. And so something that is really, really, really important is you don't get to decide how many levels deep that goes. Like, you don't get to go, okay, it's only 1 level, I'm done. Oh, no, this one's 2 levels. Boom. Oh, this one's 3. Oh, wait, you know what? I could do a half a level on this. That's not how that goes. The time is soul and divine timing. Write that down. Soul healing is in soul and divine timing. Lesson number 5: the wound that feels the scariest to heal is usually the one that's blocking your wealth. Okay? The wound that feels the scariest to heal is usually the one that's blocking your wealth. And you know what my wound was that was uncovered this year in the Love Me More? It was allowing myself to receive love, support, effort, uh, acceptance, honor, value, respect, um, worthiness without doing anything. No earning, no proving, no forcing, no convincing, no performing. There was nothing that I needed to do. So for me, I talk about this all the time on the podcast. I'm a double Venus. Venus is the planet of love, relationships, romance, deep connections, right? I'm a double Venus, which means I crave that even fucking more, okay, than the average person. So when you have a double Venus and you crave that even more than the average person, like I do, but you've spent your whole life proving, earning, giving, doing, being just in every area for friendships, to feel like your family loves you, to feel like your partner loves you, to just earn your kids, like everything, then it feels lonely and it makes you feel unloved and invisible and abandoned and like you're not worth it and you're never good enough. And the only way that you're going to be accepted in love is if you do, if you be, if you have, right? And so for me, my number one wound that I learned and then was so scary to do the work on was receiving love just for existing. That's it. And then I would say number two has been huge. And so I don't think receiving love was scary. It didn't feel scary. It felt, I guess it did feel scary. I ran from it a lot. Yeah. So that was scary. The other one I would say would be choosing myself even when I gave my word to someone else. Like when it comes down to it, if it's keeping my word to myself or keeping my word to someone else, I'm keeping my word to my fucking self. But it's very, very, very hard and scary and emotional and just, it's a lot when I'm in those moments because I am a woman who has always, always sacrificed. Listen, Queen, if this episode lights something up, don't just sit with it. Come rise with us. The Soulfire Podcast is your weekly reminder that healing isn't about fixing who you are. It's about remembering who the fuck you've always been. And if you're craving more than just words, if you want community, authentic power, momentum, and soul transformation, then I want you to come join us in the free Star Guided Soul Healing community. This isn't another group. It's a vortex of women who are done pretending, who are reclaiming their power, their voice, and their divine assignment, and who know they were never meant to do this alone. Inside, we speak truth. We rise with soul-coded frameworks like Rise Times 3 and AUA, plus your own soul-coded values. We break patterns, we burn illusions, and we build empires because we rise. So come be witnessed, come be held, come be at home. Check out the link in the show notes. And please remember to subscribe, share, and send this podcast to a queen who's ready to rise. Now, back to the fire. Choosing what her soul knows it needs for the other person, circumstance, or thing. And I guess that's a bad way of verbalizing it because it's not like choosing what I know my soul needs, it's choosing what I know is right for me. Choosing what I know is in value, honor, and respect myself. There we go. That's what I want to say. Like that was one of the hardest. This is probably going to be the longest lesson I speak on, hopefully. Is this one because it's huge, you know? So for me, it was like receiving love just to receive it. Like that's it, right? And the other one was keeping my word to myself when it came to value, honor, and respecting me. And it's like either I value, honor, respect, and protect that person, or I value, honor, and respect myself. There's been so many situations in this last season that I was put in, not so many, maybe a few. I don't know. No, it's been a lot. Okay. I'm like processing this as I go through this podcast, but I know that's one of the reasons why you guys love me. So here we fucking go, right? Excuse me. So yeah, those were big for me. I love that this lesson is like the scariest places to heal are usually the ones blocking your wealth. Like I made tons of money. I've been so successful. I've built multiple successful businesses. Most businesses that I've built have been over six figures. But I've built multiple over the $500,000 mark. And it's like somebody would say, well, that didn't block your wealth. Mm. Uh, Two things with that. I didn't know that I was running away from love and or earning love. And two, I didn't know that I was keeping my word to everyone else but myself. I didn't know that. If I would have known those two things, damn sure my wealth would have been blocked. And what ended up happening is, regardless, here's the thing though. Even though I didn't know it, it was still impacting my wealth greatly. I worked my fucking ass off for the money that I made. And every time I turned around, there was not enough money to do what I needed to do. So even though I had a $500,000 company, I was stressed to the fucking max all the time. So it was still blocking the wealth flow. It was a very much so hustle, push, force, should do, must do, have to. All right, lesson number 6. I've always said this, healing isn't linear. That's just, it's so important. And I've had to remind myself that a lot this year because it feels like it is when you're in it. And then something happens and you feel like you get fucking, this jagged turn to a different direction. And it's like, what the fuck? Some days you feel transformed and then other days you feel like you're back at square one or you're worse off. And for me, I had to learn that both are valid. It's okay to feel transformed and so far ahead today, but then tomorrow feel like you fucking lost it. You're off your rocker. Everything fucking sucks. And you're questioning whether or not anything is worth it anymore. Like, I would beat myself up for that. And push myself through my emotions and feeling it. And now I'm on the other side of that, where when I'm feeling my emotions deeply and someone else is trying to push me through them, I'm like, listen, I don't need you to fix, I don't need a solution. Stop trying to push me through my emotions, which is an interesting mirror because I think that in me being a healer and a fixer and a solution driven person, I can now feel like in my past that I was pushing people through their feelings and bringing them out the other side, whether or not they had the opportunity to process and shed and connect to those feelings. And so now that I have that realization here, it's just going to make me such a better uh, queen of my queendom, right? And remember, your queendom's every area of your life. If you didn't listen to the last episode, you should, because really this podcast is all about building your soul queendom, and it's all of your main areas of your life. Lesson 7. You can't love yourself more by forcing yourself to be someone you're not. Alignment is always the answer. So it's like healing is this weird dichotomy where you feel like if I just fix this, if I just heal this, if I just do this, our marriage is going to be better. I'll have a better relationship with my kids. I'll have friends that stick around. I'll have a career. Da, 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 da. And so you feel like if I do these things, then I'm going to love myself more because I'm going to have the result that I want. And so you force and you push and you push and you push to heal these things and to transform these things. And when you heal and transform them, one of the things that you find is there's always more. It's either layers of depth of the same shit that you quote unquote say to yourself, I thought I already worked through this. Well, there's layers like the onion, right? Or life is lifey and people are peoply. So there's just more, right? And it's not about loving yourself more through healing. And I had to learn that the hard way. I've been transforming and healing myself at a rapid rate for years, but 2025 is the fastest I have ever grown and evolved in a short amount of time, in like a 10-month period, where the fuck it's been. Uh it's the year that it has been the fastest, but I've always been somebody who has transformed and healed at lightning speed because I felt like it would make me be more proud of myself, make me feel more worthy, make me feel more loved, more accepted, more visible, more chosen. But it didn't do any of that fucking shit because alignment with myself, my soul, and my wealth blueprint it was the answer, especially the soul blueprint portion of it, because we're talking about soul. So aligning with the soul blueprint was well more than that. And I already knew that my soul blueprint was in my birth chart, and I never stopped to think about whether or not the wealth blueprint was. I've known that the birth chart has held the key and been the answer for a while now. So anyways, I know that was a chunk, right? So now I want to talk about money lessons. We're going to talk about 7 money lessons for 2025. So, lesson number 1 for money lessons is your business fails when your soul isn't aligned. Strategy alone will never be enough. We've been talking about this now for 5 podcast episodes. We're going to continue just like diving into this and peeling back the curtain and really like understanding the layers to these things and how it really impacts you in literally your entire queendom. Like we call it your soul queendom, every area of your fucking life. And it's like we go out there thinking if we just made enough money, if we were just successful enough, then we would feel better inside of ourselves. It will never happen. It will never fucking happen. I had $76,000 in my bank account one month and I was more unhappy than I had ever been in my entire life in that moment. That is not a fucking thing. Okay. Your soul has to be aligned for the money that you make to be worth it and for you to also honor that money. Otherwise, you sabotage it and you burn it all to the ground, anyways. Lesson 2 for money lessons. You can't build wealth in someone else's frequency. You have to know your frequency, which is your birth chart. If you don't know your frequency, you don't know your birth chart. 1, you can't heal yourself. And 2, you cannot build wealth at the levels that you want to build it, sustain it, and keep it and grow it. It all is hard. It's all an uphill battle with a fucking, 1,000-pound boulder, it feels like. Lesson 3, aligning with your money feels you. I always say feel and feel and feel and feel and feel and feel. Aligning with money feels you. FILLS. If I'm saying it fucked up, just get over it. I'm from Utah. It fills you up. It brings you joy. It makes you feel significant and fulfilled and worthy because you're aligning your soul with your action because you're in flow, right? When you're aligned with money, you're in flow. But when you're chasing money, you're out of flow and you're creating exhaustion. When you're aligned with money, you're in flow. When you're chasing money, you're forcing and it's just exhaustion. 4. You know what? I fucked these up because this is listed in 25 lessons. And now I'm trying to start at 1 every single time I go into these. I can't remember what fucking number we are. So let me just run back through this because it's going to make it way easier. Money lessons and continue on our 25 lessons. Lesson 8 was strategy alone will never be enough. Your soul has to be aligned for your business to thrive. Lesson 9 is you have to know your birth chart, your wealth frequency, your soul frequency. Otherwise, you end up building in someone else's and it's just a fucking nightmare. Lesson 10 was aligning with money actually fills you. But if you're chasing money, it's forcing and it exhausts you. Lesson 11, the strategy that works for everyone else might be the exact wrong strategy for your second house. This is huge, right? Like I didn't know any of this. I knew I was looking for alignment. I wrote it on a sticky once. And the sticky said aligned action. I knew that that's what I was looking for. I knew I was wanting flow. I've been talking about this 5+ years. Flow has been a word, or 4+ years. Flow has been a word for me. I knew I wanted flow. I knew I wanted alignment. I used to have a sticky. Actually, it still might be on a new one. Might be on my computer now because I have a new computer. Like, let it be easy, right? If you've been following me for a long time, you've heard these things. I've wanted this for such a fucking long time. But I was following other people's strategies, other people's blueprint, and it didn't work for my second house in Scorpio. And if it doesn't, you're going to keep starting over. That's just the fucking answer. It's like even when you know what house or what planet or what archetype or what zodiac sign is in that house. There we go. What zodiac sign is in that house of the way you make money. There's still understanding and work and healing to do in order for it to align. You don't just find out that the way you make money is this way and then boom, you're golden. There's still the effort now. There's the refinement, right? And the readjustment to alignment. Lesson 12. You need to refine what's already aligned with your design. Refine what's already aligned with your design. It's not a start over, okay? It's just a realignment. And maybe that realignment looks like you are selling jewelry, right? This is not a random example. So if you're listening to this, you'll know who I'm talking to. Maybe the realignment is you're selling jewelry, but maybe you need to be selling makeup because you want to show them how, little things that they can do can really transform the way they feel about themselves. So you might still be selling a product. It could be in like the accessories, beauty industry, so to speak, but it's a slight shift. Does that mean it's a start over because you're not currently you won't be selling jewelry anymore? No, it's a refinement that you need to make the shift. Does that mean you could be starting a new business? Yeah, it could because you've been in a place that you shouldn't be. But once you get there, there is no starting over again because now you're going to be in the lane that you were meant to be in. Lesson 13. If you can't receive love, compliments, or help, you won't be able to receive money either because receiving wealth is a soul skill, a soul skill, a soul skill. Not a strategy, not a course, not a program, not a coach, not a therapist, not a fucking antidepressant, not an anti-anxiety med, not a diagnosis. Receiving love, compliments, and help makes it to where you can receive money because receiving wealth is a soul skill. This is why it's your birth chart, soul, and wealth blueprint because receiving wealth is a soul skill. Write that down. Receiving wealth is a soul skill. If you don't heal the soul, you won't either receive or keep the money. And if you do receive it, you're going to burn it down to the ground. Or if you do receive it, you're going to be miserable. Money isn't the answer. Alignment is. Lesson 14, your income plateau. That's what we're talking about here. It's about your worthiness wound that you haven't healed yet. So if you have an income plateau, you go, I need to refine my strategy. I need to do this. I need to do that. Let me turn up my lead gen. Let me, blah, 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 blah. Have you worked on your worthiness wound? Because more than likely, your income is plateauing because you're charging a dollar amount that is a dollar amount you think people will pay instead of a dollar amount that is in alignment with the value that you give, the transformation that they have, and how amazing your program offer product carries the person to solve the problem and transform that area of their life, whether that's relationships, wealth, or health, right? So if your income is plateaued, your business is stagnant, you keep hitting this ceiling because there's a worthiness wound that needs to be healed. And then more than likely, that worthiness wound is layered. So that's where you got to do the work. All right. Now, I want to step into the alignment lessons I learned for 2025. We are on lesson 15. You can't choose between soul work and money work. So you've got manifestation coaches and wealth coaches and business coaches, and I've been it, right? I've been there, I've paid them, I've been in it, I've done elements of it. And the thing about me is, as a business coach, I've always layered in mindset and soul healing because I've always known that they go together. But I couldn't figure out the best way for them to go together where they assimilated well and where they were like a brilliant merge until now, of course, right? Because now we have the Soul Plus Wealth blueprint that comes from your birth chart. But I really struggled with that merge where I was choosing one or the other or one or the other. And it fucked it all up because you can't choose between one or the other. They go together. They're the same work. I keep telling you this. If you've been listening to the last 5 podcast episodes, this is the merge. This is what I'm teaching you. This is how we're transforming your life and your business is with this merge. Lesson 16. Your birth chart is your business plan. Let go of the bullshit that it's about the personality and the this and the that. Yeah, I mean, that's there. But your birth chart is your business plan. And your birth chart is your soul healing plan. It'll even give you the modalities that are best for you. Like whether that is, somatic breath work or whatever, tapping or NLP or CBT or meditation or journaling or the layering of things or rituals or or witch work, whatever it is, it's in your fucking birth chart. I promise you that. Your birth chart is your business plan and your soul healing plan. And that's why with me, you're like getting in the container with me, it's literally all of it. Like you're getting all of the information you need. You're getting all of the avenues that you need in order to build this soul queendom. We talked about in the last episode, it's a 12-month commitment to build the sound foundation of your soul queendom. Because remember, your soul queendom hits every area of your life while only focusing on your soul healing and your wealth building. Okay? Lesson 17. When you're building in your frequency, effort doesn't feel like exhaustion, it feels like flow. It's taken me hours to record the podcast that I need to today. But I don't feel like, fuck, man, God, I'm still shit. I'm not blah, blah. It's fine. It's good. Because I am in my frequency. I am in my flow. I am in alignment. Doesn't matter how long it takes. I've been interrupted in the fucking pig and the dogs and the barking, the clicking and clacking, people coming in and out. I've had conversation. All this stuff happens. I edit out the podcast, move on with my fucking life. I'm good. This is what I'm doing. So my number one goal for today is to get the episodes done. So that's what I'm fucking doing. It doesn't matter if it takes 5 hours to do, 2.5 hours or, 2 hours of recording, whatever. Because this is number one. Probably not going to get to my welcome packet. Maybe it's a choice, right? And how I feel and the connection with my capacity. And as I'm recording and as I'm living life and connecting with the people around me in the middle of episodes or in between episodes, my energy is rising. So I'm probably going to get my profit levers done and my welcome packet. And the thing is, I haven't eaten yet. Cool. So I've still been fasting. I'm eating drinking my stuff in between all the things. And it's like, but my energy is rising even though I haven't eaten. Usually your energy plummets. But see, when you have these things in place and when you are in alignment and you're building and living and flowing in your frequency, it feels so fucking good. It literally feels like flow instead of exhaustion. Lesson 18, the Soulfire strategy gap is why nothing sticks. I keep telling you this. I'm going to keep telling you this. You need both the right strategy and the soul healing to make it work. All of it's in your birth chart. And I'm going to show you step by step by step. If you haven't attended one of my challenges, make sure that you are in the Queen's Exhale Facebook group. You go to community.thesoulhealingzone.com. Again, that's community.thesoulhealingzone.com. And in there is where the challenges happen. You have the opportunity to earn points in there, which gives you, a dollar amounts that you will have as a credit that you can use for courses and different things like that, soul camps and cool shit. Like you get to actually use that money and turn it into training for your healing, right? So that all happens in the Queen's Exhale Facebook group, community.thesoulhealingzone.com. Currently, at the time that I'm recording this, I'm doing bi-monthly challenges. And so you have the opportunity to really get the support and help. And the challenges are in the group for 30 days. So if you're coming into this today, November 28th, you still got about 12 to 15 days left for the last challenge that we did. It's beautiful. It's so awesome. Then you can book a soul strategy clarity session and we can really run through your birth chart, see where you're at and really map these things out so that you know and get you a foundational plan. It's all free. Like this is cool as fucking shit. Like you just got to show up and do it. Right. So the Soulfire strategy gap and why nothing sticks is because you need both the right strategy and the soul healing. Right. Lesson 19. Forcing a strategy that doesn't fit your soul is self-sabotage, even if that strategy is proven. You have to follow strategy that fits your soul. Now listen, sometimes life takes you in a direction where you need to do something temporarily. It's like that short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. As long as you go into it with eyes wide open, that this is my short term. Like I talk to a lot of badass business women that are juggling building their soul queendom while they work a full-time job, okay? Or they have a business, they want to turn it into a soul queendom, but they need to get a job to stabilize financially, to give them the financial headspace, to give them the freedom. And the challenge with that is when you water down your attention, no things are going to get the most. So you go, okay, what is my fucking plan here? What if you go, okay, this is the whole point in this, right? Maybe going and getting a job does not fit your soul, but not making a consistent amount of money, securing your own income, having your own independence, be able to buy your own shit, be able to pay your fucking bills is like that's like it's not life or death, but it is. It's life or death. Like you can't live in this world and not make the money that you need in order to, I would say, live comfortably. I'm not going to say make ends meet. I hate that. I don't do make ends meet. So it's like to live comfortably. So maybe you go, okay, I'm going to build this queendom and I'm going to do it with my birth chart, soul and wealth blueprint. Working with power coach Alicia, I'm going to make this happen. Meanwhile, I have to secure my household, my lights, my financial, whole stability. So what if you said, okay, my business, here's these goals, my KPIs, key performance indicators. These are my indicators for each month. This is my intentions for each month. This is what my threshold is that I want to meet. But because I have a full-time job, I'm going to layer this out so that I have the space in order to do that. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of output. And yeah, there is a major sacrifice in multiple areas of your life in order to run a business and to work for someone else. But if you go, okay, in 6 months, I want to have my debt paid off. I want to have this many, thousands of dollars in savings. I want to have this much money for me to run my business and do my business and run Facebook ads and pay coaches and different things. And that's what I'm going to use this job for, is this security to reach these benchmarks. In 6 months, I'm going to reassess and say, hey, am I where I want to be? Does my business give me the foundational money that I need in order to now go all in, balls to the wall to grow that? And I'm going to now quit this job. Or am I going to stay here for another 6 months because I have this, this, and this I want to hit? Or because I didn't reach what I wanted to do originally with it, I could sustain it for another 6 months. I've got my flow, I got my rhythm, I'm good. Could do that, right? Yeah, you are still going to have to spread that, right? Your attention between two different areas. And yeah, you're going to have to force the quote unquote job strategy that doesn't fit, that you don't want, because of what your life is demanding. So how you harmonize that is your KPIs that you're going to hit, and you're going to reassess in 6 months. This isn't a permanent, it's short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. And that's how you make that adjustment if it's something that you must do that doesn't fit your soul. But that doesn't mean that you use business strategies in your business that don't fit your soul. That is literally the only thing that I would say is a job with a business, because you don't want to do the job, but your life requires that. That's how you do it. But when it comes to a strategy, you never force a strategy that doesn't fit your soul, because it is absolutely self sabotage, even if that strategy is proven. Now, I know I think somebody would argue with me and go, no, you just double down. You go all in on your business. You spend the same, 40, 50, 60 hours that you would spend running the two, and you just do it all in your business. But that does put a lot of pressure on your business, a lot of pressure for you to perform, a lot of pressure for a result. And what happens with force? When you force, it escapes you, right? We talked about this 2 episodes ago. When you chase money, money eludes you, right? Lesson 20. Alignment is about doing what's right for your soul. We don't got to worry about doing less or doing more. None of that fucking matters. It's just about what's doing right for your soul, what feels good in your soul. And if you move from there, I swear to God, if you just trust the movement and alignment from your soul, the results will come. But that alignment comes, rephrase, what you're aligning to is what your soul and wealth blueprint from your birth chart says you need to align to. What is your design? So what you're aligning to is your design, not what you think you need. So it's like, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, yep, line. I'm going to follow this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Holy shit, I feel good. Cool. Then you be in flow. Move when you move, don't when you don't, rest when you need to, fucking slay it when you feel the energy. And then all of a sudden you're doing and you're creating and you're building and you're alive and you're on fire and you're making money, and it feels so amazing, right? And then lesson 21 is you'll know you're aligned when your business feels as good as it looks, right? We've been talking about this last couple episodes. You've heard some of this, right? Tony Robbins says repetition is the mother of skill. So now we're going to talk about the last five or the last four lessons, okay? Lesson 22. A soul queendom is built in 12 months of commitment, refinement, and trust. 12 months. You've got to dedicate because you've lost years of your life. You've lost years of your happiness. You've lost years of your soul. You've lost years of yourself. You've lost years of living your purpose. You lost years of feeling fulfilled and worthy and significant. What is 12 months of, daily, weekly, and monthly action in your own design, in your own frequency? Like literally, you do this. You commit to the 12 months and you refine and you trust because you're committing to your design. You will succeed because it is your design. It's not a strategy. It's not an idea. It's not, oh, hey, this might work. Oh, hey, this is how I do things. No, literally, it's you. Remember that. Lesson 23. You're building a legacy, and legacies take time. If you shift from thinking about building a business and you're building a legacy, and your legacy is your soul queendom, all the areas of your life, it transforms everything. Lesson 24. The exact moment that you stop starting over and start building momentum, that's when everything changes. Take it from me. And I just say it like it is. I just tell you like it is. When you align, that's when momentum starts and that's when everything changes. I'm telling you. And lesson 25. It is so important that you realize perfection doesn't matter. Perfection so that you are worthy of the money that you're making? No. You don't have to be healed to start building. Like, it's not about being perfect to be worthy of the wealth. It's not about being healed so that you can start building. Well, as we've been talking about for the last now 6 episodes, it is a requirement for you to be aligned. And for you to be aligned, first of all, it's knowledge and understanding it and what that looks like. That's why I map out your soul and wealth blueprint based on your birth chart for 12 months. I record what that looks like. I record what you're doing. I record how this works. So you always have that recording that you can listen to with your birth chart and you know what the hell is going on, right? And you just fucking follow it. You just stick to it. Okay? Because that's all you need is to be aligned with it. And alignment is the practice. That's all you're doing every day, more and more aligned with your soul and wealth blueprint. But it's already mapped for you. And I tell you in your audio what that looks like. And then you're coming to the birth chart breakthrough sessions and the challenges and the cosmic timings and the soul healing circles and the wealth workshops. Like, you're in for all of this. And then eventually I'm adding in quarterly soul treats that are going to be really, really, really cool. And we're going to take your birth chart and in that 90-day, in 90-day chunks, I'm going to show you in the soul treats how to break that down even further and what to do there. Like, this is the powerful work. It's about daily practice of being in alignment and flow with your soul and wealth blueprint. It is so much simpler than what it seems. And that was the last lesson. I have loved this episode. I hope it wasn't too clunky for you, but if it was, what the fuck ever, that's where we're at. This is who we are. This is who I be. Season 4 has been amazing and horrible and nightmare and horrific and chaotic and depressing and anxiety ridden and so rewarding and beautiful and abundant and loving and connected. And it's been so full of me receiving so much love and so much honor and value and respect for just existing, just walking into a space and just being authentically myself and feeling free to just be and being loved at the highest of levels for that. It's been so fucking beautiful. And the cool thing about loving me more and you loving you more is People get confused that healing is changing into someone else. Healing is enhancement, right? It doesn't mean becoming someone different. Loving me more means accepting where you are, honoring your design, merging your soul work with your wealth work, and trusting that alignment is more powerful than force. And that's exactly what I've done for season 4, all of 2025. Loving me more means building in your frequency. Because when you do, everything will shift. Your business will become aligned, your income will grow, you'll exceed your income goals, and your soul will feel whole. That's exactly what happened for me, and that's exactly what I want for you. Always remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. It's not about speed, it's about soul and divine timing. And it's not about what someone else feels you should build and do. It's about building your own soul queendom, because your soul queendom built in your frequency aligned with your design, that's what season 4 has been prepping you for. That's what season 5 will guide you through. So season 4 has been this evolution to get you ready, and season 5 will guide you through everything we've covered in season 4, because you can't exceed your income goals until you align with your soul first, and you can't fully heal your soul while you're struggling with money. As I keep saying, as I've been saying, they're the same work. The work is the merge, right? The intention is to practice alignment and be in flow. So before we close out season 4, I want to share something with you. I have thought a lot, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, about whether or not to have a continuous podcast. And, season 1, when you listen to that podcast, I don't even think it's marked season 1. I think season 1, I mean, it just went on and on and on and on and on. There was no beginning, or there was a beginning, but there was no end. Of course, until there was, I eventually ended it. But then I realized, like, I love the holidays to be with my family. I love the winter for like introspection and like slowing down and like stripping bare, soul naked, and really just allowing myself to move in a rhythm and a tempo and an energy that matches the season, which is winter. And it's a perfect time for podcast episodes to be re-listened to and revisited. And, my original goal was, or my original intention was, I was going to pull, the top episodes from the whole podcast and then just layer them during the, break before the next season started. And I thought, you know what? That's your job. Like, lead your fucking self. Go and listen to past episodes. Listen to season 4 again. Listen to the whole fucking thing. Like, lead yourself to your transformation and greatness. So this podcast episode will wrap, and it'll wrap the season. And then we'll be back in April. And that's what I've been doing for the last few years. And I really love it because I get to wrap at the time that I'm moving into stillness, and I get to launch at the time that I'm ramping up in just my body and my energy and in the spring and the excitement and da-da. It's fucking perfect. It works really amazing for my alignment and my flow, my design, and my frequency. Imagine that. Because one of my biggest lessons from the season of Loving Me More is that alignment sometimes looks like rest. It looks like space. It looks like choosing to focus my energy where it's needed the most, which right now that's, guiding my clients through the or all the queens and the Beautisouls through the birth chart soul and wealth blueprint, and building the next level of my own soul queendom, continuing to develop and dive deeper and pull back those layers of my own healing. So it's a beautiful opportunity for space and rest, while also giving you guys the opportunity to revisit and do even deeper work without new content and information coming out on the podcast. But remember, we're still doing, the challenges in the Queen's Exhale Facebook group. And this is me honoring my rhythm, and it's me practicing what I preach. And it's just a beautiful thing. I always practice. I always, yeah, I'm perfect. I always do my best to practice what I preach. And when I don't, I just, call myself out, as you know. Now, like I said, I'll be back in April of 2026. That's the week of my birthday for season 5. My birthday is April 22nd. I believe, actually, let me just go check it so that we're on the same page. So it will be April 23rd, actually. And in April, we'll do the plan is to do a challenge that leads into the podcast launch. And it's like a frequency challenge. It's really fucking cool. So the plan is to do that in April, and it'll lead right into the April 23 podcast launch. I always launch the podcast with 3 episodes. There's the jump off episode, and then there's, the other ones layered in so we can get right to fucking work. They're always fucking fire, and I think one episode is just lame. It's like, oh my God, I want so much more. Now I got to wait a week. So I always launch with 3. I have so much to share with you when you come back on April 23rd. We're going to be talking, client transformation from women who stopped starting over and built their soul queendoms, new lessons from my own journey. That's always a thing on the podcast, right? Deeper insights into the merge of your soul and your wealth, action, blueprint, alignment, flow, right? Astrology teachings that are going to help or astrology teachings that are going to blow your mind when you start layering not just your birth chart but what's going on with the transits and the planets into it. It literally supercharges and transforms everything. And obviously and always, right, the Soulfire podcast always has soul healing practices that actually fucking work because I am living what I teach always. It's not a fucking game. I'm not on the other side and like, oh, here's all this shit that you need to do to catch up to me. No, bro. Sometimes it's a train wreck. Sometimes it's rough. Sometimes I'm crying. Sometimes I'm happy. Sometimes I'm bitching everybody out on the podcast. Like, you just never know because I'm real as fuck. But I will have spent all of these months doing even more work and just probably dropping bombs and spitting fire inside of the Queen's exhale while I wait for, the podcast to come back. We'll see what happens. So staying connected during the off season and really important. In the meantime, like, I'm still here, I'm still showing up. Like I said, in the Queen's Exhale Facebook group, make sure you go there. Join the Queendom if you haven't already. In my content, I'm doing long form posts and sometimes I do lives and but I will be doing weekly featured episodes that bring you back to the podcast, like so on Facebook and emails and things like that. I'll bring you back to podcast episodes that layer in what we're talking about that week. In the DMs, right? In the show notes here, if you click the link, it'll bring you over to Facebook Messenger. You could send me a message that says Queen. I'll do a mini birth chart reading for you. And if it's a good fit, then we'll move into a free soul strategy clarity call where we start looking at your business and start laying the groundwork for your full soul and wealth blueprint. So this is just the pause, right? You'll if you want to hear my voice, you want me to kick your ass, you're gonna need to jump into the group and come to challenges and listen to, replays of podcasts. But I'm really, really, really looking forward to this pause for this season. And I'm really looking forward to everything that I'm doing and where we're going and just the amazingness that's here. So when I come back in April for season 5, here's what you can expect. So wealth in my frequency, welcome to the queendom, right? Wealth in my frequency is the theme for season 5. And welcome to the Queendom will be episode 000. Okay. So we'll be at, episode 0, welcome to the Queendom, and get fucking ready because this season is just fire. The energy of season 5 is power. The energy of season 5 is like massive wealth, transformation, healing, and just badass bitches just taking life and business and happiness and experiences by motherfucking storm. Okay. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about if you do a little sneak peek into the songs for the season. Now, this season 5 is going to be broken down into 2 phases. Actually, season 4 ended up being broken down into 2 phases, but I didn't know that the universe was going to lead me that way. So our first section, our first phase of season 5 will be the Queendom, and that's April through July. Write this down. The Queendom by the Beautiful Chorus. Go find it on YouTube, on Google Play, on Spotify, on Apple, whatever fucking music. Go find it. The Queendom by the Beautiful Chorus is our song or our first song for season 5. Both songs are our fucking season 5 badass power. But go listen to the Queendom if you want to know the energy of season 5. That's how we're setting it off. It's a bomb ass song. It's so fucking powerful. I love it. So go do that. And then head over to the Queen's Exhale and tell me what you think about the song because it's bomb. And by the way, the Beautiful Chorus is bomb ass music that is all affirmations and personal power. I recommend that everybody should have every single one of their CDs on a playlist and you listen to it like daily, at least a portion of it daily, because it's just so amazing and so healing. So April through July, we'll be, diving deeper into the soul and birth chart wealth blueprint, diving more into your second house, 10th house north node. We'll be talking more about how you're designed to make money and then, really helping you claim your space, that space for you in your soul, your life, and your business, and then taking your identity back through your birth chart. So that's what's going to be going on all through phase 1 of season 5, the Queendom. And then phase 2 will be August through November. And the theme for phase 2 is the soft girl era. This is where we're bringing in your femininity and really just bringing you into nurturing and flow and being softer and just patient, present. It's beautiful. You want to know the energy of phase 2 of season 5, just go look up Soft Girl Era by Ari Lennox. Ari Lennox. Fucking bomb. Love the song. So you like the Queendom sets the tone. Soft Girl Era is the fucking just hell yeah. We're here. The song makes you move. It makes you groove. It makes you feel phenomenal about yourself. The Queendom is just like this presence. This is like I'm fucking here, bitches. I have nothing to prove. I'm on my throne. Only people who deserve my energy, my time, and my attention are in my temple. Like that's what the Queendom does. And the soft girl era says, okay, I've designed my space. I've got the people, the wealth, the energy, the strategy, the things like around inside of my Queendom. Remember, Queendom's all area of your life. Now I can hit my soft girl era where I show up and I can just live in my femininity 80% of the time. Things are easier and more flow and more simple and more connected and aligned and beautiful and amazing. You just fucking wait. So in the phase 2, the soft girl era, we're working on, being an energy of receiving and building with ease. And we'll be layering in, of course, some more client transformations and what this looks like and feels like as it's being implemented in the Birth Chart Soul and Wealth Blueprint program. And then lifestyle shifts that come with alignment, what that looks like, what it feels like, what it transforms, and really layering in luxury as your birthright. Because these are the energies of the 2 songs and the 2 phases, right? So the Queendom's about that power and just like really creating that foundation and stabilizing and just fuck yeah, let's go. It's just like this really badass energy. If I had to say myself, phase 1 is literally like my sort of energy that I live in every single day and what I bring to the table. And phase 2 is about this energy that I am working to live in and allowing the flow in. And that's being in my femininity 80% of the time. And so both of these phases are literally where I'm at, what I'm doing, and where I'm going next. Actually, my whole podcast has been designed like that, right? So, Journey of the Soul, Season 4, Love Me More, and now Wealth in My Frequency. This is literally, these themes are the themes of my own life, my own soul queendom, that I'm just actually bringing you along with and teaching you some badass shit along the way. So, this season 5 is where we build your soul queendom, where you exceed your income goals and where you finally stop starting over so you can actually start building that consistent momentum that is amazing. And I cannot wait to guide you through it. So here's what I want you to do before where it at the end of the season and at our break before, season 5 starts. Like if you haven't gotten your mini money birth chart reading yet, I want you to click the link in the show notes, send me a message that says, Queen, let's do it. Remember, this reading is going to show how you make money, how you're meant how you make money, what you're meant to be known for, and why your soul is here. And this is the foundation of everything we do and all the work we do. And obviously, the foundation for season 5 as well. You're going to want to join the Queen's Exhale, which is my Queendom group on Facebook. And this is where I'm going to be dropping, featured lives, thoughts that come up where we do the challenges. Like, this is where power still goes and happens. It's like an extension of the podcast, and the podcast is an extension of the Queen's Exhale. This is where we'll stay connected and where all the beautiful queens gather. So you're going to want to be there. Go to community.thesoulhealingsoul.com. And you know inside of you, like, if that pull is there, like that call is there, and you're like, man, I'm fucking ready. I'm ready. I'm willing to commit to myself. I've wasted so much fucking time. I'm going to give it 12 months. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to fucking do this. And you feel like I'm ready to align with my full strategy, with my birth chart, and really build the queendom, which, remember, is every area of your life through your soul and wealth blueprint with your birth chart as the guide. Then you are definitely going to want to have a soul clarity call so that we can look at this, map it out, and see, okay, this is where you're meant to be. This is the best, right? Like, either you're moving into the soul and wealth blueprint, or you're going to do a soul and wealth activation session that's going to set up 90 days. One of them sets up 90 days. The other one sets up and supports you through every single layer, emotion, and step of the way of the journey that you'll be going on over 12 months. So one of them is like, hey, here's your next 90 days. Here's what to do in these 90 days. Here's where you're at. Here's where to focus. And you just take that and you do it, and it's mapped. Or the other one is like, the full spectrum, and like, fucking A, I'm all in because I'm not fucking around only doing 3 months and then getting back where I was and starting over and da 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 da. So whether you book a call or not, I want you to know this. You don't have to keep starting over or forcing strategies that don't fit. And you damn sure don't have to choose between soul work and money work, feeling good in your soul and making money. You get to align, you get to merge, you get to build your soul queendom. I'm going to show you how and be here with you and do my best to take you through it step by step by step. So your first step is always the mini money birth chart reading. So click the link, send a message that says Queen. However, if you're like, fuck this, I'm ready for the whole damn thing, I'm ready to do it, I want you to click the link and send me a message that says full strategy. We'll move into a strategy call and fucking rock and roll it from there. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It has been a beautiful season and really fucking hard. I've gone through a lot this year. I think this has been one of the hardest years of my life, to be honest with you. I've really struggled a lot. I have rheumatoid arthritis as it is, so I know what chronic pain is. But I injured my knee a couple of times this year, a month apart from each other. I've talked about it a little bit on the podcast, but the injury has caused my other knee, and my right knee is the one that's injured, but it has arthritis in it, has caused my arthritis in my left knee to fully kick in. And then at times my feet hurt and they're extra swollen. But because I've been on crutches for months, it kills my wrists and my shoulders and my chest and my neck and my back. It's just been a nightmare. I've barely been able to like take care of myself and do the things that I need to do. And that's really the reason for the gaps in the podcast, because some days it was just all I could do to just make it through the day. It's been a hell of a hard season. It's been a hell of a hard time in life, and I've been through a lot. There's a lot I haven't shared on the podcast. There's a lot that I haven't told. Um, and I just want to say thank you so much for listening and being here and like loving me and seeing value in what I bring. And if you love this podcast, I would love for you to share it with every single woman you know, because even if they aren't building a business, there's so much on this podcast that will save people from themselves and from a lot of heartache. Because as you can hear, I go through it and I deal with like these massive things that will take people out. I deal with these massive things that will just, the depression, the anxiety, the suicide, not wanting to live, the divorces, the disconnections. Like, I live through these things, and I'm not saying that everybody doesn't, but what I'm saying is, if I can just help make that a little bit easier on you, if I can be of service to you to help you through it, then I've done my job. And I know that my purpose in this lifetime is to take my pain, like literally to transform my pain into power for you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving yourself more alongside of me. And thank you for trusting me in this journey because it means the world to me. And any of the times that I felt like I didn't know what I was doing and I was misaligned with my soul and I just kept stopping and starting over, the one thing that I've always remained constant and consistent on, and the one thing that I've always known that I would keep doing no matter what happened, was the Soulfire podcast, because I built it because it was just me. And the worst case scenario was I could just click record and just riff real life, real shit, real raw. And I would say something. I always knew that I would say something that would add value to someone's life and maybe save them from themselves. And I've just loved this podcast, and I will do it for the duration just because it's, I do it for me to be in service to you. So these 25 lessons, they're yours now. Revisit them, journal on them, let them guide you through the next few months. And when I come back in April, we're going to fucking slay it with the Queendom. We're going to get in our soft girl era. We're going to go deeper. We're going to build in your Queendom. We're going to create in that soft girl era. And we're going to exceed your income goals while we heal your soul. Because that's what I do. I help badass businesswomen exceed their income goals by aligning their strategy with their birth chart, soul, and wealth blueprint. And in season 5, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So my love, my queen, until then, keep loving yourself more. Keep building in your frequency. Keep trusting your soul's design. And welcome to the merge. Welcome to your soul queendom. And remember, the world needs who you were made to be. So show up every single fucking day as the badass you are and slay. And if no one's told you today, you're worth it. You are always worth it. I'm Power Coach Alicia, and I'll see you in April. Embody this. Choose yourself so completely that nobody gets to question your worth again. Extend to your soul the same mercy you once gave away to people who fucking dropped it. And stop shrinking to be chosen by people who can't even hold you. You're not a placeholder. You're the fucking revolution. So show up, speak up, and burn the damn box. I'm Power Coach Alicia, and this is your invitation to rise.